Hey guys, Jack here. This is the Division. This is my character right now, level 3. I wanted to actually just take the time, slow down a second, and just check out the game mechanics, look at the menu, the map, just kind of figure everything out here. I've only done the tutorial, and I didn't feel like I was as ready for this game as what I expected before the release. And I also got a lot of personal friends just asking me, yo, how was it, this and that. And the first time I played it, I was almost overwhelmed with excitement a little bit. I just couldn't soak it all in. But anyways, I took the time, and checked out everything there was. I noticed in the first video, when I first played it, I was really drawn to the orange line, your navigation line. And I'm like, where's the exploration in this? I thought this was a big map. The map's supposed to be something like Fallout 4. And this video right now, I'll tell you, if you've played this game, or if you have, if you know about this game, if you're an advanced gamer, go ahead and just see ya. Thanks for stopping by. But this video is going to be more so for just that average maybe gamer who doesn't know how to find the research or this and that to look up these options, or they've seen gameplay videos but they just don't know exactly how the game feels, or just so they get a little bit more idea of what it is like. Okay, so it's obviously a third-person shooter. If you ever played Metal Gear Solid 5 recently, I don't want to, by all means, I do not want to compare it by that game, but it's similar. Okay, it's your third-person shooter. Let's go over the control scheme real quick. That's in the menu as well. We will get to that. You got your basic. Your L2's to aim. Your R2's to shoot, obviously. Your R1 button, which is your special. My special right now is a sticky bomb. I'm holding it down right now. So think, I guess, like a bow and arrow. It's not a gun where you just tap it, tap R1, pull the trigger. You're holding it. So whenever I release, it'll let go. Bam. Okay. And then R1 to detonate. Okay, your L1 button is another special. I don't have that unlocked right now. That's at level 4. I'll show you that when we get to the menu. Squares to reload. Whenever you come up on an item, I wish I could find an item for you guys right now. Anyway, square is your action button. Squares to reload, and holding square is to pick up items. And then obviously when you come up on a trunk or a chest, you have the option to take specific one by one or take all, and it'll tell you the button commands. Okay, so let's get to the circle, triangle, X, square buttons here. Alright, so normally in a shooter, you'd usually have to push one button to change to your secondary. Okay, well, it's not the case here. Right now you see me with my primary, and to switch over to your sidearm is double tap triangle. Which is a little it takes getting used to when you're first playing this. And then all of a sudden you're double tapping triangle to go back to your primary and stuff. But that's okay though. But yes, and then to go back to your primary, it's just triangle once. Circle is used to vault over things, parkour, I guess you want to say it. You see the circle icon. And also when you're running, if you're tapping circle, he'll kind of just run smoother over it. Okay, now let's move down to the X button. Alright, let's go to another game comparison. Covering system, you've seen it. You've seen it before. X to take cover. Gears of War style, but smoother, not as heavy, of course. You can vault over things, such as cars, the hood of cars. It's not as smooth, but you're not doing it in one leap. But hey, nothing's perfect here. Alright, let's talk about covering actually a little bit more, and the use of the X button. Okay, so when you're in a cover mode here, it's really not, you don't have the control of your character just like for instance, if I wanted to back out of cover, right now I'm holding down on the analog. If I wanted to back out of cover, yes, hello, I'm weird, I have to tap X. Now in the options you can change that. And for later. But right now I'm in cover. Okay, so when I first got into a firefight, I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know how to use the cover system as well. I just saw X popping up, and I'm like, okay, that's how you go to it. Okay, but how they want you to do it, you obviously see the white reticle in the middle of the screen. Okay, so compared to the video game character, your avatar, that's where your eyes are. But as well in real life, that's where your eyes are too, because that's where you're looking and that's where you're aiming. Okay, at first I thought this was kind of a lazy way to do a cover system, to be honest. But once I sat down and thought about it, you know, a little bit in depth, it's really quite interesting. Okay, so I'll show you what you do, and I'll show you what I found so interesting about it. Okay, what you do is with your reticle in the middle of the screen, you want to point to where you want to go, basically. And you'll see the highlighted area. And what you'll want to do is, okay, you got it. You see a white line, the digital white line, that's your path you're going to take. You're just going to hold X down, and it does everything for you. You see the loading button, or you see the loading icon and everything on the X button. And then to go to the next thing, hold X. Point and click, basically. Point and hold is the scheme here. And that's the part that I thought that was a little lazy. You know, oh, that's the cover system. And I'm just thinking just the cover system, period. I'm not thinking the cover system plus shooting and surviving. What the cool thing about it, I thought, though, and this kind of totally trumped my negativity on this whole cover system. Okay, so imagine in real life that you are behind cover, behind a car, right? And you want to make it you want to advance, you know, you want to move in and close with and destroy the enemy, right? So you're trying to advance here. What are you doing? You're looking at where you're going, and that's what you're doing. You're doing that right now as the player. You're looking where you're going. I mean, my avatar right now isn't popping his head over the corner of the car to look at the tailgate right there. But in real life, you would be. You know, you'd have to look at where you're going. And then when you hold X and press it down, I mean, think about it. If that was really you in cover, you saw where you were going to go, and you would just react. So that concept, and maybe that just could be a totally just out there thing. You know, that's just my way of thinking. But I just really feel like that concept, that's pretty cool in my opinion. You know. Also, another thing, they really do base, you know, what your camera is looking at. They want it to be what you are looking at. For instance, I'll refer back to Metal Gear real quick. For instance, in Metal Gear, you can, like, once you turn back, like, once you look around your back end, you can, like, instantly turn around. It's almost like the player, the avatar, like, goes through his digital self to, like, T-1000s himself, through himself. He doesn't do that graphically, but as quick as he does it, he might as well. But in this game, you can't. So that's kind of where I base my idea of how they did this system and how they wanted to make it different from your any old third-person shooter cover system stuff, which is cool, I think.
It's just a waste of time.
I need to change that. Okay. All right, so we got everything down on the square, triangle, circle, X. Movement is obvious. Left analog. Camera, right analog. You can choose your preference options. You can't be that much of a noob you don't know where the options controls are. But we'll still go through it. Anyways, so when you're aiming, let's talk about the analogs real quick. When you're aiming, now my first gun that I had, this is my second gun. I've only done the tutorial, like I said. The first gun I had, the up and down was good, but the diagonal traversal was like, there was none. And I didn't like that until I changed my weapon, and then it got better. I was almost worried for a second, but hey. Also, when you're aiming, when you click L3, you'll change angles. Basically, you just change what shoulder is what shoulder your weapon's in. Right now, it's in my left shoulder. Now it's in my right shoulder. You kind of make it look like, oh, that's just a camera angle change or whatever. But I'll tactically show you why this is a good thing. Okay, so if I was wanting to see if there's a person right on the other side, right around the corner of that truck, and I was aiming like this, and I would go around. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, I can't even see on the other side. Like, I can't see that. I'd see the guy, yeah, but he would see me first for sure. My body is in front of my gun. But if I'm like this, and I pan around like this, my gun is first. So I'd be able to, and then engage. Okay, so that's why it's useful. But one thing I don't like about it is that when I'm heated and in a firefight in these kinds of games, my left thumb is going hard as a motherfucker. You know, and I'm clicking down buttons. You know what I'm saying? They don't make them like they used to. Let's just say that, okay? So I'm just clicking away, changing. You'll see me a lot just, you know, trying to aim and stuff, but I don't like that. I tried to change it, couldn't find anything on it. R3, melee. Now, I don't think a melee, I don't know anything personally because I'm not that far in the game, but I don't know anything on a one-hit kill or stealth type melee stuff. I heard there was, I read maybe something there, whatever, through the grapevine. But ultimately, I think your melee is just more like, if you got a guy up close in close combat, it's kind of just a close quarters combat. Hey, get the fuck off me, back up and shoot him. You know, it's nothing, I don't think it's supposed to be a devastating blow by any means. And as I'm talking to you guys, like, I don't, you know, don't get bored with the video. I'm just trying to show you, like, the world of how detailed the world is, you know. Like I said, if you're trying to look for any raw, you know, firefights and cool gear and shit, you know, you're in the wrong place for now. But, anyways, let's move on here. Let's see, the control scheme. Yeah, you got it. Okay, let's go to the directional pad. Okay, left is your grenade. Like, left D-pad is your grenade. I'm not pushing anything on my control right now. All I did was tap the left, and it gives you the area and where it's going to land and all that, which is cool. The meters, I like that. And then to back out of it is circle. It's like you almost pull up a new menu, sort of. And down is, I'm not sure. I have nothing for it right now. Up, I have nothing for it right now. We'll go and look at the control scheme like when we go through the menu. And right on it, I can't use it because I have full health, which is my orange right there. And you can as well, heads up display, show, press square, sorry. Right on the D-pad is like health. If you ever played, never mind, Bloodborne, whatever, it's just like a little injection. He stabbed himself in the leg, morphine, whatever it is, epinephrine, crank status. But, and that's life. And that's pretty much the controls for the most part. It's pretty basic. I'm sure once I progress through the game, though, I'm sure it'll, you know, there'd be a little bit more advanced controls or whatnot. But right now, it's just, let's just stick to the basics, you know. Covering, shooting, movement, making sure you can dive when you want. Did I go over the dive? I'm not sure. Just in case, it's double tap X, which is another thing. You're double tapping X and you're double tapping triangle. The cool thing about the secondary weapon, or your sidearm, is it has, if you can see, the 15 is what's in the clip, and that symbol is the infinity symbol. Yes, you do have infinite rounds in your handgun. It's kind of the way of saying, I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing whenever you're... And then there's no depletion. I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing to feel the realism of a game. Like, oh, I run out of ammo. Now I gotta kind of run around vulnerable and go find somebody else's weapon that doesn't fucking... that I don't like or nothing like that. So it's cool. You ever played Resident Evil for the Wii? Their handguns have infinite weapons too. It just kind of keeps you at all times you can protect yourself. At all times some action can be done. You can make choices instead of running away, which is, I think, is a cool mechanic. As realistic as I try to make the game, it's fake as well, which is, I love that kind of aspect. Alright, now I think we're done with the controls. Okay, so let's press the options button here. Alright, I don't want to bore you. I don't want to, like, death by start menu, but let's just quickly go over some stuff. Intel's locked. Probably need a higher level. Excuse me. Group management. Your friends, you know, how you want to play online and stuff, which I'm such a noob at this game that I have not even done the matchmaking. I never played Destiny, so I don't know what all this social stuff is about, but I'm very interested to find out. Your map, we'll get to that definitely. Let's just go from left to right here. Abilities. Alright, so right now my abilities, as you saw, was the R1 button, which is a sticky bomb. You can choose through 3 different abilities. Medical, if that's your type of nurturing personality. Sends out a recon pulse that marks hostiles and allies through walls and covers. Cool. And then the list of attributes, what it can do, the range, the critical hit, RPG stuff. That's what RPG stuff is. Right? Like I said, I'm a noob too. Okay, your tech, which is what I picked. It's a sticky bomb. Bam, you shoot it, it blows shit up. Right on. I like that stuff. That's my style. And then you got your other one, which is security. Now, I have a level up. Now I can pick another one, but I'm not going to right now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do a part 2, you know, once I dive into this game and figure it out so I could actually protect myself. And then as well, level ups, obviously. It tells you what they can do. Let's just, for instance, okay, because I already picked this, let's just see what the next level would be. Deploys a stationary turret that attacks nearby hostiles until it's destroyed or the battery runs out. Okay, so now you got a now you got a battery thing? Interesting. You know, that could be a possibility to think about later. There is a crafting element to this game. Alright, so security. Reinforces cover, increases the user's damage, and decreases the incoming damage for all allies behind it. Alright, cool. So you're basically carrying a shield around that you can you plant it down? I don't know. But that is the thing I am thinking about upgrading. Reinforces the cover, increases the user. Same thing, just better. Alright, let's R1 this bitch. Alright, unavailable. I don't have any talents and I don't have any perks. Just wait. Okay, inventory. Now, at first, I'll tell you right away, when I first pushed this pause button, I was very overwhelmed. Okay, so you got 1,000 on the top left, 1,165. I want to say that's my experience points, primary. Oh, no, that's my damage points, excuse me. And my firearm skill, I think, is at 25. Alright, going to the right, health, I have 750. That's my max health points. And then 25, same thing. I'm all just basically even across the board. Skill power, 250, electronics. Now, I think you're and those each things do stuff. Like your skill, electronics, and stamina, that's something different. We'll get to that maybe, if I can find it exactly. Alright, your weapons. Apparently you can have 2, I'm 1 level away. You can have 2 primary weapons, which is cool. I can't wait for that. And click on primary. I have a shotgun. This was my first weapon that I disliked very much. But I like this burst fire. This little bit more accurate. And you can go to another menu as well from there, and I will show you. So this is your secondary. I don't have any. I have another pistol, military M9. Okay, so right here, this is kind of just like your. Hey, this is your pouch for all your shit that goes on your guns. You want scopes? It's in this pouch. You need a fucking clip? It's in this pouch. A customized pullback trigger that's shaved down to a fucking T, millimeter laser etched, whatever you want to fucking, you got it. It's in this pouch right here. Okay, I got a quick release magazine. Badass. And they make it very accessible. It's really cool. You go to the weapon that you want this mod or whatever they call it on. Bam, square. Right there. They give you the mods right here, right here, right here. Up. You can visualize your weapon. You can just admire it, which is cool. I mean, it's cool, yeah. Anyway, so let's go to what I do have for this weapon, which I do not have any skins. I do not have any optics. I do not have any underbarrel attachments, which would be like a grenade launcher or a shotgun or a foregrip. And I don't have anything for a muzzle, but like I said, I do have a magazine, and they're right here on the right. They show you the stats of it, and you can click what you want. I'm obviously going with the 3 because it's better from what I can tell, obviously. Now, I understand that hardcore RPG gamers, they get all technical and like they do a lot of stuff based on numbers and stuff, which is a cool thing. I don't really do that, but I don't know. Who knows? All right, let's get out of mods. Go back to weapons here. All right, then you got your equipped gear. I mean, I don't need to get too much in depth. It's all kind of the same thing. It shows you what you got, what kind of armor you got. You got a body or your chest piece, a mask, knee pads. I want to say those are like mods for the knee pad, chest, and armor, or just all the stuff right here. Okay, and then you got your backpack, your gloves, and then your holster. I'm not too sure what this biohazard pack is yet. I haven't been to a dark zone or anything like that. Okay, and that's your inventory right there. All right, let's R1. Character. This is it's just basic. It tells you who you are, what you have, what your stats are. You can read it on your own. Click right or left to go to a different category. It tells you right there on the screen for the most part. Good information. And like I said, if you thought I was like being a little dramatic when I'm like RPG gamers do it based on numbers, yeah, it is a little. I think it's like pretty intense. I respect it. I wish I could do it. I just don't. I don't know the interest in it yet. I think that's why I don't do it yet. But then again, it shows you all this kind of stuff that you can do, or that it keeps up with. So it's like, why not? You can see it. Make it the best way. Pouches. This kind of just shows your your alternate weapons here. You got your grenades, EMP, flashbang. You can only carry one of these at a time. Frag grenades, explosives, bam. 3. Incendiary grenades, which is like fire, melt shit, blast, whatever. Can't look at it in real life with bare eyes. Shot grenade, electricity, I can only assume. A tear gas grenade, sounds interesting. CS gas, maybe. Then your weapon. Okay, your consumables, canned food. It gives you like that little just spike in health, just on the quick go if you don't have any med packs or whatever. Energy bar, water, soda. All right, and then your special bullets. And then it shows you what you have. See? Secondary pistol. Infinite ammo. Must be wearing that infinite headband. And then all your rounds, obviously. Your access keys, which is cool. How many med kits you got. It doesn't say how many med kits you can carry. I wonder if you can only carry 2, like that's how it is. And to keep the suspense and stuff. And then this is what I found interesting. This little hidden section over here. Crafting sources. Cloth. Weapon parts. Tools. Electronics. Division Tech. I'm not even going to say shit about it because I just don't know about it. It's like, let's find out later, okay? Appearance, obvious stuff. Plants, shirts, hats, clothes. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about any of this as long as it works and it looks semi-cool. I don't... Personalization, because, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to have a pink fucking shirt while I'm trying to act tactical. I know it's just a video game, but let's not be... Okay, let's get out of here. News, this is your online stuff. Go on Twitter, follow me, email me. Settings, okay, that's the stuff right there. Ubisoft Club, Ubisoft, that's who made the game. You can join a club, online stuff, be a part of a community, whatnot. All right, settings. Now this is the this is now where I was telling you where we check all that stuff out later. What I was saying, it's right here. Controls. Hints, yes, because I'm an idiot and sometimes I need a hint or two. Button layout. Let's look at it just for a minute. I'll just do default. I won't go to any others. There you go. Let's read from left to right real quick. L2, aim weapon, deploy skill. Okay, fuck this. You get it. You read it. I told you what it was. Vibration, yes. That's always a good thing. If you don't think it is, I don't know what to tell you. I feel sorry. Camera sensitivity. That's personal preference. That's what I have. That's what I roll with. Invert y-axis. That's where you correct that. Press to sprint. Now you can like click it to sprint and you'll hold it and you'll stop sprinting when you let go. Or you can just click it down once and he'll just sprint until you click it down again. Okay, move around corner cover with a button press. Now I will show you the difference. Okay, so move around corner with a button press. No. Let's go to the corner. All right, so I want to move to the back here. I have it off. I'm holding the left analog stick. I held it left, bam, right, and you get that little load time, or that little, I don't want to say load time, little, the amount of time it takes you to turn the corner. Or, we can turn it on, and this is the preference, but I do want to show you this because I do kind of want you to get the grasp, like graspy aspect of how you would be moving and how it would feel, because I know to me, when I'm looking for a game, the controls and how it feels is a lot to it. Like, I guarantee Dragon Age games are badass, but to me the R1, R2, no combo button thing is kind of just, you know, it's just not me. Anyways, alright, let's go to this. Alright, now I'm holding left on the analog, and you see the X icon. I'm gonna hold it. Okay, now you gotta think about this. In mid-combat, you know, when you're trying to get around corners, do you want to sit there and hold X to get around there? I don't personally. That's why I have it on the other setting. I'm gonna change it back real quick, but, you know, just something to think about. No. Movement can exit cover. I need to say yes on this. Let's do... Whoa. No. When turned on, movement controls work to exit cover. Oh, sorry, I was just picking the wrong thing. Okay, I want it on yes, and I'll show you what this does. Alright, so I'm in cover. I'm gonna press down on the analog stick. Down, like, not press L3, I'm gonna press hold down. Alright, I'm out of cover. Easy breezy. Alright, let's go back to settings real quick. Bam, bam, bam. Alright. Movement can exit out of cover. Let's do no. Alright, now I'm going to hold down. I'm holding down. And now I'm going to tap X. And that's what it is. How do you want that to work in a firefight? That's a big old chicken. Whoa. Okay. I do not want to take the time to push a button to make a movement, especially when rounds are flying overhead. Shit can get crazy. You need that time. Visuals, brightness, chromatic colorblind, sharpen image, auto hide HUD, show radar, player level visible, show damage numbers. I was actually wondering to turn this on or off, just because like when a bullet hits somebody, I don't know if I want to see numbers pop out of their ass like fucking Mario. I want to shoot them. I wish those numbers would turn into like gallons of blood, but hey, let's keep it kid friendly, you know what I mean? Let's sell it to everybody. Which, we'll talk about the sales here in a second. Audio, your basic stuff, change it up. Music volume, SFX volume, which is the sound effects. Dialogue, what the speakers are using, your controller speaker. I don't have it on because I have a mic. Your voice, this game has an in-game microphone adjustment. Everybody's on the internet nowadays. All right, and then your language, which is show subtitles. That's where that's at. I like the subtitles because sometimes I like knowing exactly what the fucking motherfucker's saying. Whew, sorry for all the F-bombs, but I do. All right, now the map. Let's check out the map.
All units, we have rioters overrunning the precinct. Drop everything and get your asses back here.
Okay, so I guess that's audio to my current mission, which is precinct. I gotta go rescue somebody from the precinct, hostages. Anyways, so first thing when you pull up your map, it's cool. It's a hologram around you. You can see the player. One thing I don't like that it doesn't always... When you pull up the map, you can pull up the map from the start menu, or you could press the touchpad. Right off the bat, I do not personally like how it always points north. Like the bearing is north. I would rather have it to where it opens up right behind me. So it's kind of basically like, oh, I go straight and then take a right and then left after that. But now it's like, okay, I gotta go down this street. You just look at it a different way. My brain works different. I would like it to open up behind me. You got many on the bottom of the screen there. You got different little menus you can go through. Let's start on the far left here. The legend, which is obvious. What they are, what you see on the map, the little icons and what they are. Red's bad. Everything else is probably extra good stuff. All right, mission overview. Shows you the missions you've done, which is the tutorial plus some. And that's my main mission, Precinct Siege. On the left there, you can select your mission with X, matchmaking with triangle, and then hold triangle for the difficulty. I haven't tried matchmaking yet. I'm not exactly sure how that would go. So if I'm on one end of the town and the mission's on the other end of the town, and I look for matchmaking and it finds me a match, do I start where I'm at in my game at the other side of the town? Or am I going to just all of a sudden pop up in his game? I don't know yet. Haven't tried it. Interested to find out though. It tells you minimum recommended level 3, which I'm at. Difficulty normal. Tells you what to do, and it tells you the rewards that you get. All right, let's R1, all, 3D scaling. Gives you kind of where the safe house is, where you need to go, where you are as the player, and then how tall buildings and whatnot. Actually, and this was another thing. I said that, okay, so toggle GPS down at the bottom right, and you can zoom and all that. You can push it, and this is what it does. Now you see the orange arrow, and this is what I was explaining earlier, that I was just drawn to following this line, like a dog just chasing a car. So I was like, oh, where's the exploration at? But okay, you can toggle that off, which I prefer that way, because it gives me that opportunity not to stay strictly to that orange line. But so this is the map. You see the white lines? This is like the area that I'm able to operate in as of now and such early in the game. Whenever I explore and stuff, I'll probably unlock more. So I'll be able to go down some streets. As of right now, I haven't really found anything extra in the streets to where it's worth, you know, going out of the beaten path. But we will find out. Matchmaking, R1. Auto match, press triangle. We'll get into that later. And then your intel. I need one more level for intel, so it's locked right now. And that's your map. It's always good to take time and know where you're at. Okay. And that's the menu for the most part. See, even that motherfucker is just like, God. Who cares? Like, get out of here. Alright, I'm going to walk around, guys. I'm just going to kind of just give some information about this game. I did, from a buddy, did tell me that there was a lack of customization in the character screen, but I just think that's kind of like a, like, yeah, whatever, make your character look basic, but here's all this other shit to your gun and your clothes and your accessories, basically, which I get. That's cool. Put your attention to somewhere else.
What are you doing out there?
Now, I don't know if anybody has been reading, but this game has been Ubisoft's biggest and most fastest selling game ever. And if you know Ubisoft, they are the guys who make... It is all fucked up. This is the company that makes all the Assassin's Creed games. They make the Far Cry games. They make the Prince of Persia games. They're making the upcoming For Honor game. They made one of my personal favorites, Devil May Cry 3 for the PlayStation 2. Oh, and they also made all the Tom Clancy games, obviously. So, you know, that's a big success for them. Wow. But then again, it's like this hype train is full steam ahead, which is cool. And I dig it. It's a cool concept. Sleeper agents. Save New York. Right on. Shoot people and, you know, you're a secret agent. We're your friends. But now it's apocalyptic disease stuff. Basic, your call. Different, yeah. Sleeper cells. First thought was American Ultra, but serious and with no weed. Which, sleeper agents, which is cool because I feel like they kind of did that to make... Because I feel like you always want to make some sort of connection with the player or the audience that you're putting whatever content out. So within being a sleeper agent, you know, as you are the player, you're kind of like, oh, like, I just activated, you know, to a sense, if you want to get all corny and gay and shit. But I think that's what the company was trying to pull. Like, oh, that's why it'll seem like you're your own personal virtual, you know, division agent. And if they learned anything from Destiny, which apparently they have, they know people will eat it up. And that's why it's so popular and the best-selling game. That's what I believe personally. All right, let's move on. DLC season pass, $40 like your basic season pass for any game. You know, you can't just, you know, shoot a guy in the head around the corner to unlock an area. You gotta buy it now. But they are right now. They do have 3 announced downloaded content packs. One of them is called Underground. I guess it's just a new area, underground area. One of them is called Survival. I don't know if it's a survival mode or what, but it said survive in hostile environment, test and it will even test the hardcore division players. And then Last Stand, which would be the last of the content, I guess, when it goes through order. I think I read something about like year-long content. I don't know though. But anyways, guys, that's what I have gotten out of the Division so far. I'm really excited to keep pressing in this game. I feel like I'm like lacking behind, and I know I am, but it's okay. Everybody's like beyond the wind, dark zones. But I'm really interested. My excitement for the future over exceeds the sadness of how 2 days behind I am. But hey, it's not a big... Hey, wasting time like it's money, you know what I mean? But anyways, guys, I'm Jack. Don't forget, like, share, comment, and always stay positive. And just... Thanks for watching.